Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Just Like You show. I am your host, Alexis Christine, and I am a spiritual mindset coach and Reiki master, helping women break through their limiting beliefs, rewire their brain, and manifest the life of their dreams. Just Like You is a podcast for all of the divine souls looking for guidance on their healing and ascension journey. We explore the depths of the universe, hold space for vulnerable conversations about spirituality and self-development, delve into the esoteric things like how to manifest, star seeds, the astral realm, and shed light on taboo topics such as plant medicine and so much more. I am honored that you are here to take this journey with me. I want everyone listening to be able to leave each episode feeling inspired and having learned something tangible to take away into their day-to-day life. If you feel called to work with me or explore this work deeper, please reach out at imalexischristine.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at iam.alexischristine. Hello, divine souls. Welcome back to Just Like You. We are on season 2, and I am so excited to be starting this season. I feel like the first season was so well received. I did better than I actually expected it to, and I'm so excited to come back here. I only took a month hiatus because I was moving. There's a lot of things happening. But I'm excited now to be starting season 2 and having so many exciting guests on for you guys this season. I am going to be changing things up a little bit in terms of how I'm kind of formatting the podcast. So last season, it was really heavily focused on guests and their stories and sharing. And while I will have some guests on this season, my main focus is not going to be bringing on other people. It's more going to be talking about spirituality and different things with like manifestation, quantum jumping, reprogramming your subconscious mind, all those types of things, because that's where I'm getting a lot of questions. And I figure instead of just answering DMs all day, why not just talk about it on the podcast and give everyone the same answers? Because I'm sure that more people are going to be having the same questions, because I do get a lot of duplicates anyway. So that is going to be kind of the, I want to say, format or structure for this season. And who knows, like I might change it as I go. Like I feel like I'm very fluid, very flowy with this kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm just so excited to get started. I am back in Toronto now. I've been here for a couple days, and the first thing that I really want to talk about for episode 1 is change and what it feels like to really know that you're living in alignment with yourself, if that makes sense. So I have just moved back to Toronto. I'm from here. I lived in London for about 2 years, came back home for 3, and then for the last 3 years have been in London. And so I was there for the whole pandemic. I got there like January 2020. So it was right before the pandemic started, which was like, I know, perfect timing. But I actually am super grateful that I was there for the pandemic. 'Cause I think if I had stayed home, like I would have been jobless. I probably would have done my head in living at home with all my sisters and my parents at like 28 years old. Like it was, like it would have just been difficult. So definitely happy and grateful that I was in London for that. And I don't really know what happened, but at some point this year, there was just a switch in my brain, and I just was no longer happy in London. And I wholeheartedly believe that my month in Mexico in February had a lot to do with this, because I, for years and years and years and years and years, have told everyone and anyone that I know that I thrive in the sun. The sun gives me energy. I cannot survive without sunlight. I need the heat, I need the warmth, and I need to be by the ocean. Like I am so deeply connected to water sources, especially being from Sirius, like as a Sirian starseed, that's like a huge thing. I also low-key think I have some Matokan in there because they're also deeply connected to water. And I resonate with a lot of things I've heard about Matokans. But anyway, I'm babbling now. And living in Mexico for the month, where I literally was in the heat, in the sun, a 5-minute walk from the ocean. I got to spend every single morning there watching the sunrise, meditating, journaling, painting, like just having some me time in the morning, waking up and being literally at the beach, listening to the waves. Like sometimes if I would do a little morning dip, like just the lifestyle that I had built for myself there in that 1 month. I came back to London and I was like, you know what? This is not it. And I love London so much. It is literally my favorite city. And there's so many different things about it that I love. And I think it was amazing for me for the the two like times that I was living there. But I just think that it's run its course for me, honestly. And when I got back, it was like I could not handle walking outside and just seeing buildings everywhere. And like, yes, London has so many parks, and that's another reason why I love it. They really put an emphasis on trying to bring nature into the city. But my closest park was an 8-minute walk. And I think just having like living in a building and walking outside and just seeing buildings and construction everywhere really got to me. When I was in Mexico and I could just walk outside and see like green and palm trees and like, jungle, because there I had to walk through like a jungle path to get to the beach. Just being in like the concrete jungle was not a vibe for me, and that was really affecting me. And the cold, obviously, like I've never really been one for the cold, but I think it was just like hitting me a lot harder than it normally would. And there was a few other factors, and I just kind of realized, like I said to myself, I was like, you know what? Like being in Mexico for that 1 month has shown me that the lifestyle I want in the sun, in the heat is doable. And I'm just going to figure it out and find a way to do it. So I gave myself by the end of this year to be living somewhere hot, tropical, by the ocean. So I kind of had a little bit of a realization a few months later of how I was going to make that happen. And that obviously involved me now leaving London, being in Toronto for the rest of the year, saving some money. And I've got some big changes coming. So I'm really excited. But the reason I bring this up is because obviously I've spent a great deal of time in London. London does feel like home. I met my soul family in London, which was the most magical experience ever. And there's obviously a lot you can do being based in England, although we're not part of the European Union anymore. It still obviously is very easy to fly to all the different parts in like the mainland Europe, and do lots of traveling from there. So there's a lot of aspects that when people see now that I've come home, they're asking me, A, why I left, B, am I going to miss it? C, like so many things. And someone asked me, do you not feel sad? Like you're leaving your entire life in London. Like you no longer live in London. You don't know when you're going to be back. How do you feel? How are you so calm? And I had to take a second and think about it. And I realized because I know that the move I'm making now is in alignment with what I want, with my highest purpose, with my highest good, and it's something that I've been manifesting for ages, I actually did not feel sad leaving London. Yes, it was sad to leave my friends, but oddly, like majority of them are also leaving at the same time as me. Some are going back in a few months, but the way it all worked out, it was like the universe was just like, it's your time. This is it. And I I think a lot of people would have a big like feeling of turbulence almost doing a move like this. I fit my whole entire life into 2 suitcases, a carry-on and a backpack. The amount of stuff I got rid of, and I didn't even care. I didn't care to sell it. I just donated it all. And when I was going through, I Marie Kondoed that shit like crazy. I was like, nope, 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 and just binned so much stuff into the donation bag. And I don't know. I don't feel excited to be in Toronto. I don't feel sad to have left London. I just have this very intense feeling of just inner peace. Like I'm just at peace with it. And I think part of that also comes from the fact that I'm so fluid with my movements and where I am. So as you know, obviously I was like Toronto, London, Toronto, London. I go back and forth every year that I've been in London. I've found a new flat. I've never re-signed a lease per se. So I'm always moving in that sense too, and like trying all the different areas because I wanted to explore, because London's huge, right? Like I want to live in all the different areas and see what the vibe is, what it's like. And I don't know if that maybe contributes to it as well, but there's when you are doing things that you know is the right move for you, you don't care what anyone else is saying. You're not taking in anyone else's opinions. Like so many people were like, I can't believe you're moving back home. Like you're almost 30. Oh my God. Blah, blah, blah. Like so many things. I don't give a fuck that I'm 29 and living at home. You know how much rent is right now? Like I'm happy to live at home, spend some time with my family because obviously I haven't been with them for 3 years. Like, why is it bad that there's just the stereotype of like it's bad to live at home when you're older? Who literally gives a fuck? This is what works for me right now. I'm excited to spend some time with my family. I'm excited to save money. And, you know, I'll be gone soon. Like this isn't permanent. I have plans and I'm going to be moving somewhere tropical. I'm so excited. And so for the few months that I'm here, like let me enjoy the time that I have with the people that I love because I never get to see them. There's so many different opinions that will be flying at you. And as long as you know that in your heart, this is the right thing for you to do, you will feel this insane feeling of just peace and calmness and just like, I don't even want to say satisfaction. 'Cause I feel like satisfaction is the wrong word, but it won't matter. You won't feel scared. You won't feel sad. You won't feel lost almost. Cause I feel like some people are like looking at me like, what are you doing? Are you sure that's the right move? It's really just a process of figuring out what it is that you want. What are the things that are going to make you happy? What do you need to do to get there? And then just following through on it. And that is going to be a big theme this season for the podcast is really just learning how to reconnect with yourself, your authentic being, shedding all of the conditioning that society tells us we have to be like, that the media tells us we have to be like, or we have to be in a certain place by a certain age or any of the things, and really just connecting back to yourself, figuring out who you are underneath all of those layers of everything that we've ever been taught and how to really utilize that and become that version of you without the fear of judgment, without the feeling of shame, without like the people pleasing aspect of needing to do things for other people or not doing something so it'll upset other people or they won't be happy with your decision. So many aspects that go into it. And I'm so excited because that is one of the biggest lessons that I've learned on my journey. And it's made the biggest difference in my life. I can't even explain to you how amazing it feels to literally just not give a fuck. Obviously, there's times you're self-conscious a little bit and you go back into those moments where like maybe you're a little bit triggered or you have like an old wound coming up that you kind of need to work through. And I'm not saying that I never, ever, ever feel those feelings, but it's when you know what you want, when you know who you are and you know how to get there, it's a lot easier to just live freely with an inner sense of peace and just vibe. You're just vibing out as yourself. And it's really exciting. So that is my little tidbit of knowledge for today. Welcome, welcome, welcome to season 2. I'm so excited. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the season. Have an amazing rest of your day coming from someone just like you.